Hello all. So in today's session we are going to solve the questions that you came across your PA1 exam held recently. This is the set A. We are going to solve each and every question, and we are also going to discuss the underlying concepts so that you will be able to solve similar questions going forward with the concepts that you have learned. Well, so let's get started. The first question, if 52 divided by something is something, what is? So you read the question, understand the question first. Let's know the expectations first before we try solving. Essentially, this question is, what is 5.2 divided by 002? So it's 5.2 divided by 0.002 is what we have got to find out. Well, whenever it comes to decimal division, there is just one thing that you need to be aware of, and that's it. And that is, you have to get rid of the decimal in the denominator. So we have some decimal places in the denominator. All you need to do is to get rid of it. And how do we do that? Let's write this number again, 5.2 by 0.002. And over here, we have got to get rid of the decimals. We know that this will have to be multiplied by 1 followed by as many zeros as the number of decimals, because multiplying this by 10, let's say, moves the decimal to one place. Multiplying by 100 would move it two places. Multiplying by 1000 will move it three places. So essentially we have to multiply this number by 1 followed by as many zeros as the number of digits that you have to the right of the decimal. So in this case we have 1, 2, 3. To the right of the decimal we have 1, 2 and 3 digits, and therefore we have to multiply this by 1 followed by 1, 2, 3 zeros. Same number of zeros as the number of digits to the right of this decimal. So we multiply this by 1000. Now if you have multiplied a denominator by some number, you must multiply the numerator as well by the same number so that the fraction value does not change. You can't just multiply a denominator and leave it like that. If you have multiplied the denominator by a certain number, you must multiply the numerator as well by the same number so that the value of the original fraction does not change. Now let's see what has happened in the denominator. So in this case, the decimal moves three places, 1, 2, 3, and therefore we have got rid of the decimal. That's what we talked at the beginning, that whenever it comes to decimal division, we first need to get rid of the decimals in the denominator. Let's see what has happened in the numerator. So in this case, this will move three places. Just as this moved three places, even this will move three places. So it moves 1, makes it 52, then 2 and 3. So this one has as well, the decimal has moved three places, 1, 2, 3, and this is what we get now. So when you divide this, you get 2600, thereby making answer choice C the correct choice. Now let's come to the standard form. So we must know what standard form is. There are two conditions that a rational number must meet to be called a rational number in standard form. 1, no negative sign in denominator. So the denominator must have no negative sign. And 2, the numerator and the denominator must have no common factor. Well, if you are confused, don't worry, we will understand this very soon. The first one, no negative sign in the numerator. So let me first write down the rational number that's given, 35 by minus 42. So we move this negative sign to the top because no negative sign in denominator, and we have a negative sign in the denominator, it must go up. So this is equal to 35 by minus 35 by 42. Well, minus 1 by 2 or 1 by minus 2 is the same. You can write the negative sign at the top or at the bottom in the numerator or in the denominator, but because we are writing this in standard form, we must not have the negative sign here, and that's the reason why we have moved it to the top. What else? So we have complied with the first point. Now the second point, the numerator and the denominator must have no common factor. Is there any common factor between 35 and 42? Well, you'll have to try and see. See, when you read the table of 7, you have 7 into 5, that's 35, and 7 into 6. So what does that mean? 7 was a common factor of both 35 and 42, and that's the reason why we divide both of these by 7 and we get the reduced form. So in this case, we end up getting minus 5 by 6. Let's check here if this is in standard form. So what is it? No negative sign in the denominator. Well, this rational number that we have, it doesn't have any negative sign in the denominator. So we are good with 1. Let's now check the second one. The numerator and the denominator must have no common factor. 5 and 6 have no common factor. It's already reduced to the simplest form, and therefore we have complied with the second one as well, thereby making answer choice B the correct answer. Yes? Great. Well, the next question, the supplement of 72 degrees. Now, before that, we have got to understand what supplement and supplementary angles means. Well, supplementary angles, two angles are said to be supplementary when they add to 180 degree. In other words, when the sum of two angles is 180 degree, they are said to be supplementary angles. And in this case, one is said to be the supplement of the other. For example, 100 degree plus 80 degree. These two add to 180 degree, doesn't it? 100 plus 80 is 180 degree. So the sum is 180 degree, and therefore these two are supplementary angles, and one is said to be the supplement of the other. That's how we call it. So the 100 degree angle is said to be a supplement of the 80 degree angle, and 80 degree angle is said to be the supplement of the 100 degree angle. So in this case, the question is the supplement of 72 degrees what? Which means what? Essentially, this question is asking us this 72 plus some angle, which is its supplement. Obviously, when two supplements add, what is the sum? It's 180 degree. So the supplement of 72 degree, what is the supplement of 100? It's 80, we just saw. The supplement of 100 is 80. It's because 180 make 180 degree. In this case, the supplement of 72, which is x, we don't know, we have got to find out, is obviously the two adding would get us 180 degrees. Therefore, what is the value of x? X is equal to 180 degree minus 72, and that comes to 108 degree. So the answer choice B is the correct one. This is the correct answer choice. Now let's look at the fourth question. Which of the following is true? Two acute angles can form a linear pair. Well, let us understand what acute angle and linear pair mean. Acute angles. Any angle is acute when it measures less than 90 degrees. So greater than 0 but less than 90 degree is an acute angle. Yes? And what is a linear pair? Two angles form a linear pair when they add to 180 degree. Well, there are more conditions to being a linear pair. They have to be in a straight line, but for now let's keep it simple. Two angles add to 180 degree and then they make a linear pair. So in this case, the answer choice A is, what does it say? Two acute angles can form a linear pair. How? No, it can't. When we have two acute angles, each one is less than 90. Each one is less than 90. Now, if two angles, each one of which is less than 90 degree, add together, how can they form 180 degree? It can't. They can't. and therefore the first answer choice is wrong. Two acute angles can form a linear pair is wrong. They can't. Now two obtuse angles can form a linear pair. How about obtuse angles? An angle is said to be obtuse when it measures more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. More than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Now we are talking about two obtuse angles. When it comes to obtuse angles, we know that each one will measure more than 90. Now if two angles, each one of which is measuring more than 90, add together, the sum will obviously be more than 180 degree. The sum will be more than 180 degree. It cannot be 180 degree, and therefore this answer choice is wrong as well. Two right angles can form a linear pair. Two right angles can form a linear pair. Looks like this as right. Why? Because a right angle measures 90 degree, and there are two right angles. So the first one measures 90 degree, the second one measures 90 degree too. Now if you add the two, 90 plus 90, it gets to 180 degree, and it can form a linear pair. So this is the right answer choice. Now just for the sake of analysis, we'll just look at the fourth one as well. One obtuse angle and one acute angle cannot form a linear pair. Why not? One acute angle, which is 80 degree, and one obtuse angle, which is, let's say, 100 degree, they form a linear pair. So cannot form a linear pair is wrong. So even this one is, these are wrong answer choices. C is the correct one. Well, so spend time on this video again. I would say listen to every question, the right answer choice obviously, and also the analysis that we have done as to why some other answer is not the right one. It's only this in-depth analysis that you do will really help you to analyze better and know what is right. That's very important, but equally important, what is not right and why. The next question, the product of some number and its multiplicative inverse. Well, you know what? This is a 1 second question. Yes, you heard it right, 1 second. Any number multiplied by its multiplicative inverse is what? The multiplicative inverse of a number is its reciprocal. So if you are to multiply 5 with its multiplicative inverse, we are actually multiplying by its reciprocal. Let's say if you are to multiply 2 by 3 with its reciprocal, which is its multiplicative inverse, it is just the ulta, isn't it? The numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. So what, in either case, what do you get? 5 and 5 cancels each other out and you are left with 1. Here 3 and 3 gone, 2 and 2 gone. So this also gives you 1. So but the overall summary here is that whenever you multiply a number with its multiplicative inverse, no matter what the number is, 5 or 2 by 3, when you multiply a number with its multiplicative inverse, the product is 1. So you don't even have to bother about what number in the world it is. The moment you multiply one number with its multiplicative inverse, the answer is 1, and the answer here is C. And that was why I was saying that this is literally a 1 second question. The next question, what must be added to 36.85 to get 69.58? Now, hold on, let's just breathe long before you try answering this question. Well, some of you, maybe, you get confused with such questions, do you? What to do? Should I add? Should I subtract? And if I'm to subtract, which number is to be subtracted from what? Hey, give me a break. Well, it's just very easy. I'll tell you a very simple way of solving this question. Whenever you have such questions in decimal or in fraction which makes life look miserable, just make it easy for a moment, round it off to some very simple number. Let's say write 10 instead of this 36.85. And over here, just write 15 instead of it. Just simple number. And now reread this question. What must be added to 10 to get 15? So in effect we are talking about what must be added to 10. What must be added? Let's call it x. What must be added to 10 to get 15? Read the question and read this equation. What must be added to 10? And we are denoting that what by x. What must be added to 10? What must be added to 10 to get 15? And therefore, in this case, do you see that x is equal to 15 minus 10 is equal to 5? Now try the same operations with the original number. What must be added to 36.85? 36.85 plus x. So essentially we are translating this English question to mathematics. That's what we are doing by writing it using operators and the equation sign. So in this case, we say what must be added to 36.85 to get 15. Now read this question side by side with this equation. What must be added to 36.85? What must be added to 36.85 to get 69.85, 69.58. And just as we did here, whatever we did here, we need to do the same over here. So x will be equal to 69.58 minus 36.85. Let's try and solve and find out what this comes to. So it's 69.58 minus 36.85. So this is 3, this is 7, this is 2, and this is 3. So this comes to 32.73. That's the answer. Alright, so the next question, what is the cost of 27 meter of cloth at this much per meter? Again, if you recall our analysis of an earlier question when I told you that whenever a question involves decimals or fractions which perhaps confuses you, just reduce that question to very simplistic numbers. So if I say what is the cost of 5 meters of cloth at the rate of 10 rupees per meter, are you able to solve this? So what is the cost of 5 meter of cloth at 10 rupees? So 1 meter costs 10 rupees. What is the cost of 5 meters? I repeat, the cost of 1 meter is 10 rupees. 10 rupees. So what is the cost of 5 meter? You can straight away make out that you have got to multiply 5 into 10, 50 is the answer. Now that you know what needs to be done, in this case multiplication, let's now get to the original numbers. So what is given? What is the cost? So we have got to find the cost of 27 meter. And what is given? It's given. So this is how you solve. Cost of 1 meter of cloth or 1 meter cloth is equal to rupees 53.50. Therefore, cost of 27 meters is equal to rupees 53.50 into 27, and that is what you will, that will be the answer. Let's see how much this comes to. Let's multiply and find out. So let's do the multiplication here. 53.50 into 27. If you're not very conversant with decimal multiplication, just follow me. For now, just forget that there is any decimal. Just multiply as though there were no decimal, and then we'll take care of this decimal later. So the first step, just multiply as though there were no decimal. So how do we go about? 7 0 0 0, 7 5 35, 3 in hand 24, 2 in hand 37. 2, and then we have a 0 here. 2 0 are 0, 2 5s are 10, 2 3 are 6 7, 2 5s are 10. So now let's just add these two rows. 14, 4 and 1. And now in all, how many decimals do we have in these two numbers? We have got to count the number of decimals after the number of digits after the decimal. So in this case you have 1 and 2. There is none here. So in all, effectively there are only 2 decimals, 2, 1 and 2. So you have to start from the right and move as many digits. So in this case 2. So you move 2 digits and you put the decimal here, and this is your answer in this case. So rupees 1444.50 is the answer. The next question, if a is equal to 3, 5, you have some values, and now whenever you have questions of this type where you have to prove something here is equal to something on that side, so you've got to take both of these and equate and solve and just prove that they are equal. In this case, whenever there is an equation, the quantity on the left hand side of this equation, as you can see, the quantity on the left hand side of the equation is the LHS, the left hand side, and the quantity on the right hand side of the equation is RHS, right hand side. So we first solve for the LHS and find out how much that value comes to. So let's see what the LHS comes to. LHS is A into what is the LHS here? LHS is A into B minus C. So now let's substitute the values. A is 3 by 5 into, what is B? B is, just substitute minus 2 by 5 for B. So it's minus 2 by 5. This is the value of B. And because this is now contained in this bracket, have this bracket to compartmentalize, I would say, this part, the B minus C. So it's minus 2 by 5 minus, what is C? So C is 1 by 4. So in this case, I would like to highlight one point, that keep both the quantities in separate brackets in the first case. So this is how we have it. This is now A. As you can see, this is A. This one is B. And this one is C. So you can see that we are able to make sure here that we don't get confused with the minus or the plus, whether to put a bracket here or bracket there. No worries. Just substitute B with the original value that you have, in this case minus 2 by 5, and use brackets so that you don't confuse yourself. Okay, so the next point here is this. Let's solve this. So this comes to how much? 3 by 5. And if you now open the bracket, this is minus 2 by 5 minus 1 by 4. Let's solve this. So let's solve this. So this is 3 by 5 into minus 2 by 5 minus 1 by 4. So this comes to how much? 3 by 5. You know BODMAS. You have studied that in class 6. We have got to solve the quantities inside the bracket first. We have to get rid of this bracket first before anything else. And that's why we are writing 3 by 5 as is. So in this case, they have different fractions. So we take the LCM of these two quantities. How do we now find out what this numerator will be? So 5 into 4 is 20, right? 5 into 4. 5 into how much is 20? 4. So multiply that 4 by minus 2. So that becomes minus 8. Minus, this minus is for here. 4 into 5 is 20. So 5 into 1 becomes 5. So this becomes 3 by 5 minus 8 minus 5. When you have two values of the same sign, you add them and put the minus sign. So in this case, it becomes minus 13 by 20. Now there is nothing that you can reduce, no simplification. So this is minus 39 by 100. So this comes to minus 39 by 100. Let us skip this for now because this is the most reduced form of the left hand side. Let's see. Let's verify if the right hand side comes to the same value. Now, what is the right hand side? The right hand side of this is A into B. It's on the right hand side of this equation, minus A into C. Now, let's skip substituting. A into B minus A into C is what we are going to write. So A. What is A? A is 3 by 5. What is B? It's minus 2 by 5. What is A? It's 3 by 5 again. And what is C? It's 1 by 4. So, how much does this come to? This comes to minus 6 by 25. And this becomes minus 3 by 20. So, you've got to take the LCM of these two quantities. So, once you take the LCM, you'll find that this comes to 100. So 25 into 4. So that 4 is supposed to be multiplied by minus 6. So minus 24. 20 into 5. So that becomes 15. So this becomes minus 39 by 100. And as you can see, this was the LHS. And this is the RHS, and we have verified that this is equal to this, so we have proven this right. That was 6B. We had a choice in this question paper between this, and that's the reason why even this one is 6B. Alright, so the next question. The legs of a stool make an angle of 35 degrees with the floor. So you can see that CD marks the floor, or represents the floor, and the legs of the stool, as you can see, this and these two are the legs, and this one makes an angle of 35 degrees with the ground, with the floor. So if AB is parallel to CD, you can just mark this. This is the notation to denote parallel lines, and if it is said that AB is parallel to CD, and that's the reason why we have marked this, find X and Y. So here, angle X and angle Y are the two angles that we have got to find. Now, if you have any doubts about geometry and lines and angles, then you must get conversant with that chapter to be able to attempt this question. What do we know about parallel lines and angles and the different kinds of angles? Well, in this case, if AB and CD are parallel lines, you would appreciate that this line, the one that I am highlighting, let me highlight this with another marker. You would appreciate that this line, which cuts or which touches these, or which intersects these two parallel lines, is called a transversal. A transversal. Now, when I have one parallel side making an angle of 35 degrees here, this parallel line with the same transversal would also make the same angle. Why is that? The two are alternate interior angles. So here, as you would appreciate, this is what you would be expected to write. Here, angle X is equal to 35 degrees, and the reason why this is 35 degrees, why this is equal to 35 degrees is because they are alternate interior angles. So we know now that angle X, this is equal to 35 degrees. Now that we know X, can we find Y? We can. Also angle X and angle Y form a linear pair. Well, AB is a straight line, and therefore angle X plus angle Y, angle X and angle Y make a linear pair. And what is the total of a linear pair? They are supplementary, 180 degrees. Therefore, angle X plus angle Y is 180 degree. We already know x is equal to 35. That implies 35 degree plus angle y is equal to 180 degree. That implies angle y is equal to 180 minus 35, and that comes to how much? 145 degree. That's the answer. So that's angle y. So this is equal to 145 degree. Overall, x is equal to 35 degree and y is equal to 145 degree is the answer. All right, now coming over to the next question. Rohan's house is 30 kilometers from a shopping mall. So let us understand this type of questions line by line. Let us not get onto the next line or the succeeding line without really absorbing the previous one. So what does it say? Rohan's house is 30 kilometers from his shopping mall. Great, no big deal, all right. He traveled 5/6 of this distance by bus. So let's write the steps properly. Distance traveled by bus. It's given that he travels 5/6 of the distance by bus. And 5/6 of what? 5/6 of the total distance of 30 kilometers. So that becomes 5/6 into 30. So this is 25 kilometers. If Rohan travels 5/6 of the distance by bus, then the distance traveled by bus is 25 kilometers. Now read the next question. If he traveled 3/5 of the remaining distance, so the first thing that we have to figure out is the remaining distance. He has already traveled 25 out of 30. So how much is the remaining distance? So remaining distance is equal to 30, that was the total, 30 kilometers, minus whatever he traveled by bus, 25, and that is equal to 5 kilometers. Yes, all of you? 5 kilometers is the remaining distance. Now he travels 3/5 of that by auto. So, therefore, the distance traveled in auto is equal to how much? 3/5 of 5. It's 3/5 of the remaining distance. 3/5 of the remaining distance. And what is the remaining distance? It's 5. And that's why it is 3/5 of 5. So this gives us 3 kilometers. So he travels 3 kilometers by auto rickshaw and the rest by foot. So what is the rest? The remaining distance So mind you, he had 5 kilometers left, out of which he has traveled 3 kilometers by rickshaw, auto rickshaw. So the remaining distance is 5 minus 3. This is equal to 2 kilometers. And he travels the rest by foot. So how much does he travel by foot? Well, 2 kilometers is what he travels by foot, doesn't he? 2 kilometers is what he travels by 2 kilometers is what he travels by foot. That's the answer. So I'm just summarizing this again. The total distance from his home or his house to the shopping mall is 30 kilometers. He travels 5/6 of that distance by bus. He travels 5/6 of that distance, which is 30 kilometers by bus, and that is equal to 25 kilometers. Now he has traveled 25. Now read the next line. If you travel 3/5 of the remaining, so how much is remaining? Remaining is 30 minus 25, that's 5. And he travels not all, but 3/5 of that distance by auto rickshaw. So he travels 3 kilometers by auto rickshaw. Now he travels the remaining distance by foot. So 5 minus 3, 2 kilometers is the distance that he travels by foot. So that ends question number 8. We have one more question to solve after this. Well, in the given figure, we have to find all the unknown angles. Let's see how. So you can see that there's only one angle given, as you can make out P and Q are parallel lines. P and Q are parallel lines, and it's cut by another line which we know is called a transversal. Anyway, over here, let us do one by one. Let us just look at the easiest thing that we can do first. So as you can see, how do we start? Angle, we know angle 114 plus angle F is equal to 180 degree. You see that this complete one makes it 180 degree. It's along a straight line. So angle 114 plus F is 180 degree. And what is the reasoning? Because they form a linear pair. They form a linear pair. These two angles form a linear pair because this is along a straight line. So we can now find angle F. Angle F is equal to 180 degree minus 114 degree, and that comes to how much? 66 degree. So we know how much angle F is. Let's write that down over here. Angle F is equal to 66 degree. And now, can you see that we can find the value of angle E in the same way? There are two ways by which you can find angle E. So 114 plus E, it forms a straight line. So look at the line P. So if we see angle 114, this angle plus E, they form a linear pair. 114 plus E form a linear pair because line P is a straight line. And now if they form a linear pair, we have 114 plus E is equal to 180 degree. I mean 114 plus E is equal to 180 degree, and therefore angle E is equal to 180 degree minus 114 degree, and that's 66 degree. But this is relatively a longer route. There is a very easy way we can find out. Once you have found angle F, do you see that angle F and angle E are vertically opposite angles? We know angle E is equal to angle F. They are vertically opposite angles, and therefore angle E is also equal to 66 degree. So you can do it this way or this way. Angle E is equal to 66 degree. And if you are not very sure about vertically opposite angles, see how we form vertical. Whenever two lines intersect this way, this and this angle, the two angles are the same. In this case, look at these two lines. This and these intersect. Just ignore everything else for now. So can you see that angle F and angle E are the same as these two? They're vertically opposite angles, and therefore you can find out the measure of angle A. And so angle E is equal to 66 degree. Now let's see what else we can do here. Now the concept of lines and angles, wherein we have parallel lines and a transversal, you would see that angle A and angle E are equal. Angle E and angle A are equal. So I'm continuing here. Angle E, we know angle E is equal to angle A. And why is that? They are corresponding angles. Angle E and angle A are corresponding angles, and therefore, because angle E is 66 degree, angle A is also equal to 66 degree. So we now have angle A, this is equal to 66 degree. Now you would see that angle A and angle C are vertically opposite angles. Angle A also, angle A is equal to angle C. They are vertically opposite angles, and therefore angle C is equal to 66 degree. So this is equal to 66 degree. Now you would see one thing interesting here. A and B, I'm continuing here. Angle A and angle B form a linear pair. That implies angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Now we already know angle A, and that is equal to 66. Therefore, 66 degree plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, and that implies angle B is equal to 180 degree minus 66 degree, and that is equal to 114 degree. So angle B is equal to 114 degree, and angle B and angle D are vertically opposite angles. Angle B is equal to angle D, vertically opposite angles, and therefore angle D is also equal to 114 degree. So this is also equal to 114 degree. You can see, you will appreciate that very reason why E and F are vertically opposite angles. For the same reason, B and D are vertically opposite angles, and that's the reason why D is equal to. So you can see each one of the unknown angles determined, and this is how we solve this question. So hope you were able to get deeper into the underlying concepts for each of these questions. You will need to go through these analysis that we did across every question, and spend time. I would suggest go through each question, spend time. It will help you to get to the concepts, because otherwise it becomes difficult to solve some of these questions. Just don't focus on the correct answer, I'm telling you. If you focus on the concept, the correct answers are bound to follow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.